the Reliance Capital's report of PwC as well.
Right, Utkarsh. Thanks for getting us those details. My colleague Ruchi is in conversation with Rakesh Mohan, former Deputy Governor of the RBI. Let's listen in.
That he's raised earlier also during his tenure, so much so that it could have, it could have led to an overestimation of 2.5% in the GDP. For somebody who looks at the Indian economy very closely, does that argument hold ice with you?
Well, first let me also just mention that I was also Chief Economic Advisor, but exactly. Almost 18 years ago now.
So, does the argument of the former Chief Economic Advisor
in some sense,
hold ground?
One would hope, having been in a position like that, that what one says should be well considered and needs to be looked at seriously. Having said that, as you know, issues have been raised about the new series of national accounts ever since it was introduced. I have looked at his paper. I have not really fully examined the exact methodology that he has employed, and also I don't have a good method of really judging whether his estimate of 2.5% of GDP overstatement on a cumulative basis, on a compound growth rate basis, but that's actually huge. Because if you reduce the growth rate by 2.5% since 2011-12 or thereabouts, cumulatively that comes to something like 20% or thereabouts in terms of the current estimate of GDP in absolute terms. So it's a very, very serious issue. Okay, as I said, I don't have the methodology or I haven't had time yet, in a sense, to evaluate that particular number. Having said that, I've also been raising similar issues, and he has particularly talked about manufacturing.
Right.
Okay, and the kind of I'm in fact in the process of writing a paper, on which we will have a seminar here at Brookings on June 28, where I have raised this issue. Basically saying that that it is difficult to understand some parts of what's been happening in the Indian economy because of inconsistencies in indicators.
So, I'll just take that point forward. You are saying there is inconsistency with respect to indicators, but Mosby is saying that whatever we are doing here in India with respect to the methodology is in line with the global practices. It has been approved by IMF. In fact, even the Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council has said that the cross country regressions is really an unusual way through which the CA has. So just to add to that, the fact that there are problems with the manufacturing side of data, plus the methodology that the CEA has used. Where are the problems that lie, and if there are problems, then what is the best way to deal with it?
Yeah, no. So as I was about to say, or as I've already said, look, I have not examined the exact methodology and what one can do to evaluate it on a numerical basis. But what I am saying is that if you look at manufacturing growth, there are 2-3 indicators that are inconsistent with the value-added growth calculated in the GDP and national account statistics. So if you look, for example, at manufacturing goods exports, they have been totally stagnant in absolute dollar terms for 6 to 7 years, number one. Number two, if you look at the indicators for capital goods production in the manufacturing sector, that also has just about zero growth for the same period. If you look at capital goods imports, and those are firm numbers, okay, capital goods imports, that those are also zero growth for.
Well, that's my